charismatic listeners, and welcome to the Flow of an Aquarius podcast, presented by Badstew Productions, and with your host, Panther Forte.
Newsflash, wee woo. Alert. Okay, so, real quick, before we dive into the episode, this is a part of the episode. Follow me, all right? Just don't trip and stumble. So, remember how I told y'all that, try not to go into the Barry White voice, or is that Barry White? Who am I thinking of? I don't know. Anyway, remember when I told y'all that my phone is done, right? Remember I told y'all that my phone is done, it fell and water damage, stuff like that, like it don't work no more. And remember when I also told y'all about how I don't do pop-ups? Yeah. So recently, like right after I really started speaking about the last episode, I was going to hang out with a friend of mine, and I was going down the stairs, and there was a knock at the door. I opened the door because I'm like, I'm not expecting anybody. Maybe they are, my roommate. So I go down the stairs and open the door, and it's my mom. My mom is standing right at the door. And I look at her because for a second it took me to realize who she was. 'Cause I wasn't in the mindset. So she's standing there like, hey son. And I was like, oh, hey mom, what's up? She was like, I've been trying to contact you, trying to call you, text you, can't write you on social media, can't get in contact with you, trying to make sure you're alive. What the hell is going on? And I told her, I said, oh yeah, my phone broke. I ain't got no phone right now. And I was not even in like a real rush to order one because y'all know I'm an introvert for the most part, and I don't mind the solitude, and I don't mind being alone at all. I'm a lone person. I'm a loner. So, there's only a select few that I can speak to or see every day, and there's a lot of people I see every day that I really don't want to see every day. So yeah. But that happened, and we went outside and talked for a little bit. Just for that conversation alone, I was like, okay, I'll finally order a phone. And also, I do need to order a phone because I'm being a lot of emails I check, and since I don't have my phone on me during the day, I have not been able to respond to these emails, and these emails are about casting calls. But it's just the piece that I get. A lot of people, I bet, think I've ghosted them. I bet a lot of people think I've ghosted them, and I really haven't. But damn it just feels good to just have that peace and quiet of not having a phone go off all the time. Geez. This temporary number that I do have though, I do have it because like I said, I have a loaner phone that I can't do shit with, so I have a temporary number on that. And there's only a few, maybe 4 people who have it, and one of them wasn't my mom. Oh Jesus! Whatever wasn't my mom. It's it's work. So it's my GM at work. One of my jobs. It's my roommate. It's my aunt because of a little deal that we're discussing right now. And I had to give her that number because of my mom. So now my mom has it and my aunt has it. But other than that, it's also just one of my friends. So that's it. But jeez, so with that being said, today is Thursday, the 6th, June 6th. Oh, and it's one of my coworkers' birthday. I don't know how to tell happy birthday because I had the fucking phone number. Shit. But I'll find a way to tell happy birthday. And yeah, so I ordered a phone today. It should be arriving next week. It's not an iPhone. Again, it's not an iPhone. It is a Galaxy. Okay, I like my Galaxies. I can do a lot of business work with those. So it's a Galaxy phone. I'm not gonna say which Galaxy it is because I don't want to get into the specifics. As long as the camera is good for me to do what I need to do for my post, and the storage space is good, which it is, and yeah, SIM card compatibility, we're good. So for my edits and stuff like that. So, and I know there's probably some people who are listening to this and it's like, oh, why don't you just get an iPhone? Just come over to the team, Apple. No. Number one, every time I've had iPhone, right? I've had an iPhone 6. 6S, I think. Didn't like it. Did not like it. Had it when it came out, not too long, like when it had came out. Was using it for work, and I did not like it. It was always running into some type of damn error. It was something I couldn't fix myself. I had to keep taking it to the technician to work on it, and it's not. Is this no? Nah. Even though that was a 6S way back then, people are still having the same issue today. And plus, another thing is Apple and Android do the same thing, or iPhones and Samsungs, whatever, and some other phones, Windows phones, Pixel, they do the same thing. Some iPhones are better than some Androids. Some Androids are better than some iPhones. Just keeping it straightforward with y'all. Another thing that people always ask me or try to get me to switch over, their pitch is, well, it's not even a pitch. It's just one of the things that I don't like. And a lot of people say, oh, well, you can turn your location off. You don't have to have your location on all the time. You can turn it off. My thing is, I will always have my location off. And I have friends who want to know, and I observe shit. I have friends who are like, oh, nobody going to know where you at. Bullshit. Because y'all be wanting to know where I'm at right now. And I don't like people keeping tabs on me at all. If we ain't like that, if we ain't talking and we ain't together like that, like, even then, it's like, I don't like people keeping tabs on me. Like, let me be me. Let me have my freedom to be who I am and explore this journey of life. Okay, I'll let you know where I'm going and before I go, depending on who you are. Okay. Other than that, mind your fucking business. But I be seeing how my friends be treating each other sometimes, and they don't even have to be anything negative. But I be seeing, okay, one of them check their phone. I'm bored. Let me check the location of such and such and see where they at. Then they check the location of that person. That person will be out minding their business, either shopping or at some kind of lounge, bar, something like that. And then they call them and be like, oh, I see you out and about, but you ain't invite me. And that goes back to the first episode, because of course that could be like a little jokey statement, but nah, that should be passive aggressive as fuck. And they be dead ass serious. Like, I'm bored at the house. You could have invited me. Now I ain't got nothing to do. And she's like, nah, because now you're trying to self-invite. You're trying to make somebody feel bad about not inviting your ass. And they're trying to enjoy their own time out on their own dime and own dollar. Like, hell no, that shit don't work for me. People want, nah. And then on top of that, another thing, I be trying to spare people's feelings sometimes, right? I really don't give a fuck, but I try to give a fuck. So I be trying to spare people's feelings. So one other reason why I would not get an iPhone anymore is because of, now Samsung does this sometimes too, to another Samsung phone, red receipts, right? Social media does this too. I turn those shits off if I can. I don't want people knowing I'm online. I don't want people knowing when I read their messages, because I will leave almost anybody on red. Not always on purpose. Sometimes I can read a message and be like, okay, well, I'm busy right now. I read it. I'm going to respond to it when I can. Cool. And then some people will argue me down, well, if you busy, why even read it in the first place? Because I can do what the fuck I want. Mind your fucking business, you cleft ass cheek. Another reason why I will read a message, and sometimes I will go to think about how I want to respond to that message before I respond, because I think before I react. With that, people have came to me in the past based on social media posts or whatever messages and say, especially on Snapchat, I'll read a message and then I'll see the little emblem pop up, a little character, and then I'll click off the message because I'm trying to think how I want to respond. And then I'll receive another message from them immediately saying, I see you read my like the eyes saying that I see you read my message. And then they'll type out, are you going to respond? It literally has only been 30 seconds. Can I think about the shit first? Y'all impatient. So I'm trying to spare y'all feelings, because my response to something like that is, well, since you want to fucking be so antsy, I'm not going to respond now. Now you're going to wait. Now I'm going to think longer on what I really want to say. So that way I come correct. Because if I want to come incorrect, my first response is, are you going to answer? No. Done. And I delete the whole thread. Don't try it. So that is some other reasons why I'm not dealing with iPhone. Just the difficulties that I've had in the past with it, that I see other people having difficulties with. The whole location thing, people trying to keep tabs on me. And people like to keep tabs on me because my life apparently is so much fucking interesting than theirs that they just want to know every fucking thing about me. And I'm a private person. That's another thing. I'm a private person. So, no. Only thing I will share with somebody as far as the location is where the fuck we parked at. If we parked somewhere, if we're out together hanging out or whatever, and we know it's a busy time, I will share the location of where we parked at with you. So that way we both know exactly how to get back to this fucking car. Because I've been lost too many times trying to walk back to the car. So that's how that will go. Other than that, fuck it. I'm good without the iPhone. If y'all feel this type of way, I like y'all, but only a little smidget. So just go ahead and do a cartwheel, back handspring into a wall. And with that being said, welcome to Numehokat, episode 4 of The Flow of an Aquarius. Hell of an intro, right? Okay, so with this episode specifically, I had to split it into 2 parts. I had to record the first half yesterday, and now I'm back to record the second half today because of work and just time restraints and stuff like that. Had a lot to do yesterday. I'm off today from one job at least. So I'm gonna get this recorded so that way I can get it uploaded for y'all to hear on Sunday morning. And yeah, it's Friday. So before we dive into the topics, I do want to say that I received feedback. I've been asking for feedback for my episodes, and you guys have filled me on it gracefully. But I have received feedback from someone named Vicky Fox, and I'm going to read it to you all so that way you guys can feel ashamed about yourself. Miss Vicky wrote, I fucking love it. I love that you're open and funny, and you give advice. Your stories help understand your feelings and thoughts. Thank you. I have enjoyed this. See, that's what we like to see, whether you like it or not. Whether you like the episode, you don't like it, whether it triggers you, it makes you want to fucking put on suction cup shoes, a tinfoil hat, walk on the side of a building, and do the damn Macarena. That's fine. By all means, do that shit. I support you. But first, leave a comment for feedback. And that was on the episode, Hear Me Out, Shower Sex is Necessary. Sometimes. Which I still believe. And if you don't, then, or you're like one of those people that say sex and water shouldn't mix ever, then I'm pretty sure you fucking masturbate with a Brillo pad. So, into this episode. I want to, well, first of all, I've been keeping y'all updated with a lot of shit. And I think I want to talk about life so far, just as a collective, where you may have started from, or you have memories of just life, how it used to be, how you grew up, and where you are now. And adulting is not easy. And I used to say I would love to go back to being a kid, but honestly, I love fucking being an adult. I love being grown as shit. But if I had the responsibilities as a kid, as an adult, I would fucking love it. Because of course, as you get older, and I don't even think it's the fact of getting older, life gets more difficult. I think it's just the shit that is going on in the world that makes life difficult, that can make life difficult. Whether it's taxes rising, rent raising up, and just a lot of different shit is what makes things difficult. Because honestly, the same shit was happening when you were a kid or when we was kids, but it just didn't affect us. But it grows with us, and I'm realizing that. As we grow, it grows. And honestly, I don't fucking know why. I mean, I know why, but I don't know why. I feel like it shouldn't. To my knowledge, there's really no logical, real reason as to why things get more expensive, aside from the fact that we're in debt and people need to make money back. So they raise shit up in order to compensate, but at the same time, it's putting us in a. I'm not gonna get into politics. That's what we're not gonna do on this show, because that's not what it's about. But I believe, just outside of that, situations, as you grow, you get into a lot of different situations, and to some, those situations are a lot more navigational as you get older versus when you're younger. You may get into a relationship for 2 weeks and it don't go right, and then you think that's the fucking end of your life, and it's not. As you get older and you get more mature and you learn to navigate through that shit, a 2 week relationship, you probably won't even count that shit as a relationship. I'm just like, yeah, I was actually just fucking around with somebody for 2 weeks. Can't get that time back. Gotta continue pushing on. Gotta continue moving on. And that's cool. That's good. That's shows progress and growth. And there's a lot of different areas of growth that I believe is needed in life. Like when you get older, you gotta grow out of some shit, right? And when I say older, I don't mean like in your 40s. Like it shouldn't take that fucking long to grow out of shit. Perfect example. By the age of like 24 and 25, I was pretty much done with like going out to clubs. I was done with that shit. Been there, done that. Been to frat parties. Ooh, definitely been to frat parties. Just kind of that's been to a lot of fucking parties. Had a lot of fucking chaotic moments in my early 20s. But just done with that shit by the age of like 24, 25, right? Well, I got into a relationship with somebody who was much younger. When I was 25, she was 20. And she really didn't have that going out experience because that's the youngest person I had ever dated. We were 5 years apart. So she turned 21, wanted to go out to the club scene. I had just turned 26 too. So it was kind of like going back in time, kickstarting that part of my life back up. And it took so much to just jump that part of my life. And it was fun. It was fun to be able to like go out and travel different locations and states and stuff like that, and go out at those locations too, because before I had only been out and clubs and parties and shit like that in like one state or one city. So traveling and doing that shit was like a whole new like horizon, because before then I didn't have anyone to travel with. So that was cool, but for me, it was a mixture of this shit is still kind of old, but also the fact of the shit is kind of cool now. So I started getting back into some old habits, but mixing new ones with it, like having random. See, this is the type of chaotic fun I'm into. Having those moments to where, damn, we both off. We done went to the gym already. What the fuck are we gonna do? Just sit in the house and cook? Nah, we off today, we off tomorrow too. Fuck it, let's go to fucking Savannah for a day trip and then just day drink, right? Go out there, do a history tour, day drink, and then stay in there long enough to do a ghost tour. And yes, I said ghost tours. For you to be like, oh hell no, black people don't do ghost tours, you'd be surprised. You'd be fucking surprised. That shit is actually pretty fucking fun. Get out, live a little, goddamn it. But yes, just getting back into that, and then it kind of just went with the flow of shit, But then there came like a certain time to where she started getting tired of going out to clubs and stuff like that, and always, going out and getting drunk. So then it kind of just toned me back down. I was like, okay, yeah, I like this. Started doing lounges and things like that. But it was the principal fact of, damn, this shit is pretty fucking, like you outgrow that shit, and that's pretty much what it is. When life happens, you get older and you outgrow. And then come back around after we part. Yep, started hanging out with somebody else, and they were younger, and they kind of like doing the same. It was, that shit. I had to. It was like, damn, here we go again. But nah, fuck that. Like that shit had to go. She had to stop. So, but I like the fact of just in that example as a whole, it really helped me put together a part of myself that I guess I was trying to navigate to see, like, if I was still, how do I feel about this if I was to meet somebody else who liked to do this and this, that, and the other. And I am over that shit. Like I have friends who are my age who still like to fucking go out every weekend, club, party, this, that, and the other. As long as they got their responsibilities together, I don't give a fuck. But then I have some friends who don't have their responsibilities together, and that shit is like, yo, like you got to take care of other shit, other priorities before you do this. And I understand some people will look at going out and celebrating and this, that, and the other as a form of stress relief or a depression fighter. Or some people, like when they are depressed, they want to go out and party in club and this, that, and the other. But I don't even want to say depressed. I want to say sad when they're sad about something, because I know depression, and to me, I know there's many different forms of it. People handle it differently, but I would chalk that up to being sad. When you're sad about something, or you have to make a decision and you want to take your mind off of it, then yeah, you'll go out and you'll have fun to try to substitute those thoughts and try to take your mind off of that shit. So when it's like that, that's when it starts to bother me. But I'm a straightforward friend that nobody really wants to fucking. Everybody comes to me when they need something, but when it comes to me being straightforward, I only have a select few of friends that will ask my opinion about something because they know I'm gonna be straight fucking forward. So I just let those people. I can't really say I let them because they're gonna do whatever the fuck they want to do regardless, and I'm an advocate for that. But I just don't say anything. But that is one of those moments to where I say, hey, maybe it's time to grow the fuck up and understand yourself in life and what you have going on, right? Because if y'all feel me. It's like there's certain things to grow out of or handle differently when it comes to this life shit, this journey, taking this journey. So as far as I used to be someone who used to, I mean like bad, I would get sad and drink in my 20s. My early 20s, I would get sad and drink. And then I got tired of that shit. I used to get sad and smoke. I got tired of that shit. So, and I just stopped both of those like cold turkey. I randomly stopped smoking one day, just randomly. I was like 20, oh, I don't know how old I was. I was like early 20s though. And then I just randomly stopped drinking. And I stopped smoking for years. I had randomly stopped drinking for maybe a year, or maybe a year and some change. Just because like I realized, I understood that it was getting to a point to where I'm doing this because I'm sad, but this shit is not helping anything. This shit is not, if anything, I was sad because it was financial stuff, but I was like, yo, how the fuck, I had a epiphany moment, or a moment of clarity, which I'm going to talk about here as well, of if I'm sad about financial shit, me going out and buying bottles, obviously I had the money to buy bottles. Why don't I just stop spending money on that shit and put the money towards what the fuck I'm sad about to get that shit taken care of? And that's what I started doing. It's different outlets that people look for, or we look for, to compensate for things, because I believe that mentally, in some aspects, that maturity is not there. That mature understanding is not there. I'm not gonna say maturity. That mature understanding is not there. And you can combat me on it, but what the fuck is it then? You got space and opportunity to comment and let me know what you would think, because I'm genuinely curious to understand. Once a certain point, and I don't believe that it takes a certain age to hit it. I believe it can be hit at any age. It just takes something to happen. It just takes that self-realization to hit, and then it's like, damn, you know what? This shit makes no sense. I'm going into a circle. There's a pattern that keeps repeating itself, and I keep following that fucking pattern. Let me break this fucking mold. Let me step out of this line and realize what the fuck is going on. And step out and look back and be like, oh, hell no. And then readjust yourself into a different path and see how shit works out. And there's a great quote that I love. It says, to get what you never had, you have to do something you've never done. And I fucking love that quote, because anytime I catch myself repeating a pattern, because patterns are constant. Patterns, everything has a pattern. Whether it's good or bad, everything has a pattern, right? So when I catch myself repeating a pattern that I don't like or I want to shake shit up to achieve something different, that quote pops into my head. To achieve something you've never had, you have to do something you've never done. And honestly, that's how I take my career. Like that quote is very prominent in terms of my career when it comes to me acting and modeling. Me being an introvert, and that's, yeah, just me being an introverted person. If I want to put myself out there to get more roles, I have to step out of my shell and do this and do that. If I want to, I guess, say, talk to somebody like that, I have to actually communicate, right? Versus my usual habits of just, yo, speaking of that, I did this shit at work the other day. And I did this shit at work the other day. And I did it because it caught me off guard. First of all, I'm gonna state this. I've, I've those who really know me and are listening to this know that when it comes to somebody liking me, I'm oblivious as fuck. I don't know. I can't tell because I think I said this even on the episode before. I think people are being genuinely nice because from my understanding, I can be a nice person. So and I like being nice to people, but don't fucking overdo it. Just chill. Let me be nice to you. Don't request to be nice. Don't request me to be nice to you. It's gonna automatically happen. But I think people are genuinely being nice, and I have friends who tell me, "No, Mike, God damn it, this person wants to fuck you. Like this person wants you. This person likes you. This person admires you. They adore you." And stuff, and this, always some kind of hidden agenda. But I think people are genuinely being nice or complimenting me, whatever. I don't think anything of it because when I thought a while ago, a long time ago, when I thought somebody like me, they would be genuinely being nice, and that shit was embarrassing. So I was like, you know what? Let me just take this method of understanding versus the other one, and it not be that. So now, if someone likes me, I would prefer them to tell me or send clear signals, which they probably fucking have, like I said before, and I just don't fucking know it. But anyway, so this happened to me at work 2 days ago. I was inside and helping somebody with a purchase. I'm not stating where I work at. One of my jobs while I'm here. I'm trying to figure out how I should say this. One of the jobs I'm working while I'm here in town. I was helping somebody with something, and person I was helping, I was bringing something to their vehicle, their car, and she turned around and asked if I was gonna be there at work next week, and I was like, yeah, why? And and she was like, so I can come back and get this rental for such and such. I was like, oh yeah, I'd most likely be here. I was like, I wish I'd be back in Georgia. And she was like, back in Georgia, you leaving? I was like, well, I got stuff to take care of and blah blah blah, and she was like, oh, what do you do? Oh, you got to take care of. And I didn't say too much, but I said like enough. And she was like, oh yeah, I can definitely tell you got the body for it and you handsome and I'll be back next week to check you out. And that right there, I went through so many thoughts at one moment. My mind goes a million miles per second. I have people that can verify that shit. But it was one of those laughs, like, ha, 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 yeah, I'll see you later. It was one of those laughs and walk away moments. And then when I turned and I had my back facing like her car, my face got straight and I was like, that was awkward. I don't feel like I handled that appropriately. But okay, continue moving forward. And then half the fucking day, in my mind, I began overthinking. Damn, if I am here and she comes back, like, what will happen? Like, what if she wants me to help her out and I really don't fucking feel like it? Like, will it show my face? Like, what does she want? Is she gonna try to ask for my number, or is she gonna try to what? Like, I don't understand. Like, what if it was crazy. Like, my thoughts just was the whole day, and I don't even understand why, because I had showed no interest in this person. Like, they was attractive, but I showed no interest in this person, right, at all, and I don't have any interest in them. So I don't know. And then Then there was another person, another lady. She's 37. And I know that because I had to help her out and she told me her age. So she's 37. She's somewhere in the ballpark of my age. So I helped her out on Sunday, I believe. But they came back the other day, same day, to drop off what they had picked up. But I was outside doing something else. And she was like, she made some statement and I didn't really hear her. So I was like, oh no, you're good. And yo, the look, cause I had passed her, I was walking past her, and I said, "Oh no, you're good, you're okay." And the way she looked at me, I literally, for the longest time, I'd never really understood or seen when people say, "Oh yeah, they fucked you with their eyes." Yeah, bro, like Mike, like she's eye fucking you right now. I'd never actually peeped that shit, but I seen this like directly. I watched her eyes go down slowly, come halfway up, stare, and then come back up all the way to me. And I was like, yo, why was your eyes at my groin region for so fucking long? Like, what the fuck? And it made me so uncomfortable because it was just, it made me uncomfortable, not in the way of I'm getting looked at like she's like really fucking me with her eyes. It made me uncomfortable in the fact of I don't know what to think right now because I literally just seen what the fuck people have been saying. I now have a definition of that shit, like a mental definition. If a fucking dictionary was right next to me and it was like I fucking and blink, I would have screenshotted that exact moment, put some Elmer's blue in the back of that shit, and stamp that shit right in the fucking area of the fucking shit. Like it was crazy, and it made me uncomfortable for a bit because it was a realization moment, and then I was like walked away and kept doing what the fuck I was doing. And then her mom came over there and was like, so is everything all right? Everything's good? And I was like, yeah, everything's good. I got everything taken care of. And she's like, okay. She's like, my daughter wanted your phone number. She said she thinks you're handsome and attractive. And I laughed. I have this nervous laugh that I do, so I was like, it's so fucking weird. It's a nervous laugh, and my face, if my face was being seen, it would show how nervous I was, because I'm such a nerd. I am such a fucking nerd. I have a feeling that they're gonna listen to this at some point in the future and be like, oh, he's definitely talking about us. And it's not a bad, like, it's not anything bad. It's just moments that I've realized, like moments of clip that I've like actually seen, and I don't know how to react to because I'm very bashful. I'm very bashful. I like when people think I'm attractive or handsome. Like, I love that shit because I work hard to take care of myself, and I don't look my age. It's just I don't know how to deal with it because it's still fairly new to me, I guess. Because when you're in a relationship for a while, or you're like hanging out with somebody, and people think that y'all are together, and you're not, then you don't really receive those compliments. I get compliments from like, and this is gonna sound weird, probably. To me, it's normal to me. I get compliments from men and women about my appearance. It's normal to me, but the dialect and words in which I am complimented, like how I'm complimented, is the fact that it's new. That's the new point to me. So I'm still learning to navigate that aspect of life. I still have growing up to do and understanding of that. But like I had a guy compliment me yesterday, based on like how I look. He was like, "Yo, bro, like how often you hit the gym?" And I was like, "I'm in there 6 days a week." He was like, "Yo, like I can tell, bro. Like you look good, bro. Like you take care of yourself very well." He was like, "How old are you? Like 25?" And I was like, "Nah." I was like, add about 10 years onto that, just about, and that's what you'll get. And he was like, "Damn, bro. Like, yeah, I wouldn't even guess." And I get those compliments a lot. If I dress up in a suit, I'm going out handling some business. I'm looking business casual. I'm looking casual. I get compliments a lot, but it's just I guess when I've been sweating all day. I guess I'm glistening or some shit. I don't know. I've been sweating all day. I'm in uniform and I'm slightly dirty because I've been working and shit like that. And I get those stare downs, and it's like, And those stare downs, I can feel, because I won't even be facing the people. But I get those stare downs and I turn my back and I just see like a woman just like staring at me. I've just become a fucking bison and she is a lioness at this moment, because what the fuck? I just become a piece of meat. And that's another reason why I guess I haven't really tried to talk to anyone like that for real, because with all the compliments I get, it's always been about, and I can see why. Damn it, this is crazy. This is gonna sound crazy. It's kind of the same thing that women get from guys about the intention just to fuck. And I know a lot of women who have complimented me have complimented me on the fact of my appearance. So in my eyes, you just want to fuck. That's it. You don't really want to get to know my mind. You don't really want to get to have that conversation with me. You just want to fuck. And by all means, I thank you for being, for letting me know. But the way you let me know is me just putting two and two together. You're not straightforward with me. If a woman was to come up to me and be like, and we have a little conversation, and she's like, hey, honest, I'm gonna be honest with you. I like the conversation we had, but I really just want to fuck you. I would be a little hesitant, first of all, because okay, I would appreciate your bluntness, but it's still my fact of trust. First of all, I would have to be attracted to the person. I would have to know your history of being clean. It would be a lot, because I don't just be like, oh yeah, okay, you just want to fuck me, okay, let's go. Like, nah, that's not how it is. But I appreciate the bluntness. At least it lets me know, I'm not easy in that avenue. And honestly, and I can say this, and I have a big ass grin on my face. I think about people I don't mind giving a satisfaction to, and people I don't want to get a satisfaction to. Like, call this what you want. Call this being conceited. I don't think it is. I think it's like me having some knowledge of who the fuck I am, personally, and being like, I don't think you deserve the satisfaction to be able to say that you slept with me or you've been with me. I don't think you deserve that satisfaction. And I'm not going to give you that satisfaction, because I don't want the same for me. Like, you know what? And it's not just me. Like, I would have to be able to, like, put that on my mind as well. Be like, yeah. And then there's some, person who I would be like, yeah, you know what? I would not mind you having the satisfaction to say that. Mm-hmm. And mainly the people that I see like that really don't see me as my career. And I like that. They see me as the person I am. They see me as this being of excellence and me. So, hell, funny thing, I walked into Family Dollar the other day, and one of the people there. See, this is a perfect example. I don't know if she be flirting with me or not, but if my homeboy hears this, he can probably say, yeah, Mike, she's flirting with you. But I don't know. She's cool. She's very cool. And I've never had like any open flirt conversation where I don't fucking know. It's back to that moment of, I think she's being nice. But I heard her say something about Zeus the other day, and I walked up, and the other coworker there, I like joke with him. Like, he's cool. He goes to the gym with me sometimes. Like, he works out at the same gym as me. But she said something about Zeus, and I walked up to the counter. I was like, say, huh? Say what? And she's like, oh, nothing. She was like, I speak very highly of you. And I put two and two together. I was like, did you just call me Zeus? I was like, oh, okay. And she was like, you don't even believe me. And I was like, nope, I don't. And her coworker, he turned around and he was like, yeah, she definitely speaks very highly of you. And I was just like, okay, I don't have any response. So I'm just going to nervous laugh. Here's my credit card, and I'm going to walk out. Y'all have a good day. And that chalks up to how my life has been in that aspect. But to encompass everything, I believe everything has a certain maturity level to where it takes some understanding to get past, and just to be able to navigate through other aspects of life. Like, that's one aspect that I have to, I guess, get comfortable with. I really, and I don't want to, and I feel like I'm bragging, and I'm not. I'm just really, and if you hang out with me, anybody who is listening to this fucking podcast, if you hang out with me for an entire week, you will fucking get tired of hearing the shit that I hear or seeing the shit that I see. I be at the mall with my parents, with my mom or something like that. I even went to Hobby Lobby with my dad last year, and he even noticed it. And I didn't. I ain't paying no attention to it. But he, on the ride back home, told me, he was like, "You didn't notice anything weird in the store?" I was like, "No." He said, "Every worker that was there came down the aisle that we was down and just stood at the end and walked back. And then another person came and stood at the end and walked back." He said, "They was looking at you. I come in this store all the time and they don't pay me no attention." He said, "But this is the first time I bring you in here because you're in town." And they did that like they was little schoolgirls. Shit like that. So I'm not bragging, I'm not boasting, but it's weird shit that goes on in my life. Like, I've been recorded out in public. I've had like people be on a FaceTime with their friends and show me off, like walk past me and be like, "Oh my god, you're so handsome. Hey girl, you see this man right here?" And it's weird shit. If you hang out with me, you will see the shit I'm talking about. And you will hear my nervous ass laugh, and the fact you my homeboy came out for this. You will hear my nervous ass laugh, and you will see my slow head turn towards you with my face saying, "Help me. I am about to blow a fuse. I'm short circuiting. I need an adult." I don't know what's going on right now because I'm an introvert, and it's fine to compliment me. Okay, cool. But the way you're doing it is violating my personal space. I'm uncomfortable. My mind is shifting into so many thoughts, and it's going blank at the same time. So that's an area in my life that I have to learn to navigate and probably probably set some fucking boundaries on and say, "Hey, at this point in time, I ain't got nothing to say," but say, "Hey, something, something, something," and just rock out like that. I don't know, maybe. And also, along with those moments of understanding, like growing, there are definitely moments of uncertainty that I feel should be appreciated. A lot of people are afraid of the unknown. I have learned to embrace that shit. I have fully learned to embrace the unknown and love it because to me, my understanding is the unknown is where impossible shit can take place. If you know everything, and I know a lot of shit, and I just have my gut feeling, or either through research or either through life experiences. My friends call me a know-it-all, and I will be the first one to say, no, I don't know everything. I know a lot, but I don't know everything. It's just I try to see things, and in a situation, I will close my eyes and take a few breaths and try to visualize almost every possible outcome I can in this situation and leave a bit of gray area for things that I have not seen. And if I don't see myself doing anything, if I haven't seen myself doing whatever it is, and I don't, and the gray area is not there, then I won't fucking do it. I don't do it. Like, I won't. If I see myself going on top of a building with someone, and they have a parachute on, and they're getting ready to dive off the building, that's them, right? But if I don't see myself doing it in all those different versions of myself, if I don't see myself doing it, even with a gray area, then I won't do it. If I see myself doing it and being okay, and I see all these whatever like that possibilities, then it may or may not happen. It just depends. So those are moments where people be like, "Oh man, Mike, you know it all." No, I just seen different things, but there's still those moments of uncertainty, moments that I have not seen. And I don't visualize the complete outcome of everything. I just visualize certain steps. So if I am executing half of something and I don't see how it's gonna end, then I know I'm getting ready to step into the unknown. And for some people, that is a scary, scary place. Well, allow me to say it is not as scary as staying constant. Staying constant and going back. It is not as scary as that. If you are trying to get out of a bad situation, but you don't know what lies ahead, that can be a good thing. You're taking a step to get out of that bad situation, but you're nervous, you're afraid because of the unknown. Like, what if this actually does change your life? What if it changed your life for good? You may have the thoughts of, damn, what is this? What if this is worse than this? What if I step out here and something bad happens? What if I step out here and I twist my ankle and this, that, and the other? What if you don't? What if you step out here and you don't twist your ankle? What if you step out and everything is better? So it's those moments of uncertainty, and I've had to go through that with myself on a lot of things. Moving to Atlanta was a really huge step for me because I moved out there with just me and the person I was with. No family, no friends, no connects. I had been going out there, of course, before, but it was just me and them. They had family out there, but it was just me. But I did it for growth. I did it for my career. And I did it because I knew it'd be good for me. And honestly, when I think of anytime, not just this person, but anytime I think of traveling or making a big step or taking a big step with somebody who I'm, considering being with or whatever, or we're like that, the Janae Aiko song pops into my head. The song While We're Young. I Go Everywhere You Go, because it's a big step for me. Like, I know I love change. I love adventure and things like that. But at the same time, I'm calculated. I try to plan things and make things happen in a certain logical standpoint. And I understand that all the time it's not going to be that. So that was a huge move for me. But it was the unknown that I stepped into. And it worked out beautifully. My whole thought was, what if I fail? What if I step out here, move to this place, and everything goes bad? What if it doesn't? What if everything blossoms beautifully? What if your career goes crazy in a good way? And then failing is just lessons being taught to you. You're going to fail at almost everything once. And it's not even failing. It's learning a lesson. When you're in school, you're learning. In life, you're learning constantly. It's constant change. So having those moments of uncertainty is good at times. Don't fear it. Don't fear the reaper. Just I want to say there's a point you have to get to with yourself. And when a lot of people, when I see them in person, and I don't even have to know them, and I do this a lot with my jobs, or if I'm out in public and I see someone and my energy is just like connects to them. And here's the crazy thing, because like I said, I'm an introverted person. I like staying in my shell. I'm a homebody for the most part. But if I feel like I'm being tugged to do something, like my soul is just, we're making that connection. Like I did this the other day. Somebody I was helping out, and they were on the phone. They was going through like a lot of stress and stuff like that. And I waited for them to get off. I was very patient with them. And she put her hands on her face, and I dropped my tone and I said, "Hey, I understand you're going through a lot. You don't have to tell me, but if I can make a suggestion, I think you appreciate it." And she picked her head back up, and I said, "Can you just close your eyes, take a slow inhale?" And she inhaled. I said, "Hold it for about 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3. I said, "Slowly exhale." And then I counted her exhale to 8. And I said, "Let's do this again." And I did it with her for three times. And she opened her eyes and she said, "That just made me feel so much better." Things like that. Those moments like that are what I try to get people to do to help them make decisions during moments of uncertainty, I should say. When they're afraid to step into the unknown, they don't know what's going to happen. They're double dutching back and forth between two realms of existence, hey, close your eyes so that way you don't see your reality right now. I need you to clear your mind just by closing your eyes and take those deep breaths to calm down, calm your stress level down. And it helps. It helps. I do this shit. It really helps. And it helps with those moments of uncertainty. And I feel like this episode is a little more serious. So like it started off as not serious and now it kind of got a little bit serious. I hope this is one that like people can appreciate because I'm offering some real advice. Just like Vicky Fox said, I'm offering some fucking advice. So you can listen to this fucking advice or not listen to this fucking advice. But hey, I'm here. This is all thoughts of an Aquarius. This is shit that I do for myself. And if you like to flow, this can help you flow a little smoother on your daily patterns, I guess. So, even with those moments of uncertainty, I love when I have a moment of uncertainty and I step into the unknown and I have an epiphany or a moment of clarity. I adore those moments when you think something is going to go bad and you just say, you know what? Well, for me, I'd be like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to go do it. And I step into it. I go through the storm phase or whatever it is. And I go through it and I weather the fuck out that shit. It don't really faze me like that. I be chill. I be nonchalant like I normally am. Because I already know it's a part of the process. It's a part of the process. And I'm really gaining an understanding even more on the fact of things have to be removed to make space for other things. And that is a tough thing for me sometimes because it coincides with my depression and life for me. But I'm getting an understanding on that to get better. Just saying fuck it, weathering the storm, going through that process of the unknown and stepping out on some good shit and be like, damn, I'm glad I went through that. And then I have a moment of clarity of, damn, so this was actually supposed to happen. This is a part of that pattern that was being repeated. And since I knew it, I needed to go through it, I'm not repeating those same steps. I've stepped out of that line. And since I stepped out of that line, I'm able to clearly see that, damn, so this happened because of this. And this was the chain reaction to this and that. I love the moments of clarity. I love those moments of clarity, the moments of understanding where you're able to be like, oh, shit, that's why that happened. Yeah, yep, that's why that happened. I love it. Like one of the examples I can apply that to, this chair is so damn squeaky. It's ridiculous. And I can't take it out of the audio because it's like right here. But one of those moments of clarity I've had recently was hell, me working at one of the places I work now. So those who know me, of course, know that I work like fucking 4 jobs while I'm in Jacksonville, right? I work like fucking 4 jobs, voice acting and all this other shit that I do. I had a thought of, because I work from home. I've been working from home a lot. And I stepped away from working in customer facing roles because like it's just people, dealing with people. But in the same token, I seen this place and I was like, damn, I feel like if I work here, this would be a step for me. It'd be a step on my journey in a process that needs to take place to get me back to where I'm back to Georgia. And I was like, but I don't want to talk to people like that. I don't feel like, so, I was like, whatever. The shit started getting like worse. I was like, damn, every time I get ready to do something always comes up. I feel like it's hindering me getting back to Georgia. Like, what the fuck? So that was one of the things. I took the step and applied to that place, right? So by me just applying at that place, I just weathered the storm. And I came to that moment of clarity of, oh shit, this was a step that needed to be taken to get me back to here. And I can see it now because I stepped out of that line, of those patterns that I kept repeating of, damn, every time I get ready to do something else fucking comes up. I stepped out of that because now I'm able to handle, financial wise, bit more of the shit that comes up, and it's not a phase anymore. So that was a benefit. On top of that, working at this place allowed me to get so many of my ducks in a row for when the time comes for me to get back up there. I'm learning different skills and things like that will benefit me for when I get up there, because I already seen it beforehand and I know. So I'm learning different shit that can benefit me up there. And it's that moment of clarity of, damn, so this needed to happen, and I see how it was working out for me and how it's gonna work out for me. So yeah, just things like that come into play and really help along this journey. And it takes for you to be able to be self-aware, to be able to pull yourself out of those situations, recognize those patterns first to pull yourself out of situations, step into the unknown, and just weather that shit without being afraid and turning back, and then getting through it and being like, damn, this shit is actually quite beautiful. And then, boom, it's all progress and growth from that point forward. So this has been a pretty long episode, a little longer than the rest, but I'm gonna end it right here. Next episode is the 5th episode. I stated last episode that on the 5th episode, I'm going to start doing promotional ads in here for people who want their business promoted. And you may even hear an ad from me. Now, it's not going to be like no crazy long ad. I'm going to do like a little script for it. It's going to be quite interesting. And I think every 10th episode, what I want to do is either a video episode or a live episode. But if I do live, that means I have to come off my hiatus. I think I'm going to do video episodes. And then maybe the 15th or 20th episode, maybe, depending. Because that'll be an extra, what is this? Okay, this can be, yeah. So that'd be an extra 10 weeks. Damn. 4, 8, 12. So that'd be almost 3 months later if I do 15th. Yeah, to where I do a video, a live. So maybe every 10th episode, I'll do a video. But on the 15th one, I'll do a live. But I'll probably do that on TikTok, which means I have to get back on TikTok to do it. Ooh, we'll see. We will see. But neither here nor there. Thank you for listening to another episode 4 on Numehokat, which I'll be teaching y'all different languages, and y'all don't be catching on. I'm giving y'all free education right now. Teaching y'all French, Spanish. I'll start teaching y'all Mandarin too. But all right, thank y'all for listening. I will catch y'all in the next episode. Leave me some comments and feedbacks, you hooligans. Love y'all. Panther Forte, out.